Okay, here we are again. Just another rambunctious day. As you can see, Pat has officially pled guilty. The court has issued him his stuff. He was issued a $500 fine. On top of that, he had to pay $75 to the court for fighting his case, and then another $20 to the court for basically having to sit and do the paperwork on him. I got my copies of the documents all received. There we go. This is the disposition of his court case here. He's going to be paying monthly payments of $50. That starts in March, and it doesn't end until February of next year. So he's going to be paying on that for a year, right about. Um, he does have a few court orders that he has to abide by. They are pretty easy. I mean, basically, yeah, he's got the waiver of counsel, his plea deal. Uh, they know that he was guilty because I mean, there's like 5 different videos that showed what he did and everything. So uh, he pled guilty to 13-2904A1, disorderly conduct, fighting in the first degree. There's the fine amount of $500. Uh, Prosecution fee $75, and time payment fee $20. Now, if he fails to pay or uh, does anything illegal again, he will serve 180 days in jail because what they did was this is a what is it? What do they call that? Let's see. I've got the breakdown of it here. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Pled guilty. Fine. 180 days jail. Unsupervised probation for 36 months. All the terms of this plea agreement and court orders are terms of probation, special terms of probation. You should have no contact with me or my neighbor. And the state will not petition to revoke defendant's probation on prior Bullhead City Municipal Court convictions, if any, for this conviction, but reserve the right to revoke for future violations. Basically, if he violates any law during the 36 months of probation, he serves 180 days in jail. I mean, that's bottom line of it. The no contact means that he's not allowed to verbally contact us, make any noise to get our attention so that he can do this to us. It's there's decent amount of regulations on it. And another thing about it is because he's got a disorderly conduct charge, if he goes to like a bar and drinks and then gets into a fight with somebody, he is violating his probation and then goes back again to court and be like, hey, yeah, he fought this person in a bar or in a parking lot, and then that's a violation of his probation. He pretty much has to be a really good boy. if he runs a stop sign or runs a red light, he could go to jail. It all depends on how strict they want to be with it. Uh, uh, Victim rights, no contact, total of fines, late payment or time payment, and the prosecutions. Yeah, I mean there's a whole list of what they have to pay attention to here. Uh, I was I was hoping that they were going to uh, alcohol do the alcohol counseling, because that's what I asked. Because when he did what he did, he was plastered, and it's like, okay, he's got a drinking problem, and that's what I asked. I told him I want him to be forced into AA so that he can get clean and sober, and then we wouldn't have these issues. And it's like, I guess they didn't want to go with that. But it happens. Uh, I mean, they can't do the interlock device or anything like that because they lost their vehicle due to him losing his job because of his drinking. So, I mean, it is what it is. But we've got more paperwork. They got the whole information about the call. The defendant yelled at the neighbor's wife inside their residence. They had a friend call police in response to a check on the defendant's wife. Before police arrived, the defendant walked out of his residence and began yelling a tirade of obscenities towards the neighbors and the wife and the neighbor who was standing with them. Uh, called the defendant's wife a Nazi and the neighbor a pedophile, and accused him of raping and hiding children in his residence, and yelled about his surveillance camera always watching the defendant and his wife. When police arrived, they were standing with Mr. The neighbor, and was providing his statement. The defendant was on the front porch whistling loudly in an antagonizing manner with short, loud whistles. Reported that he was disturbed by the defendant's serious disruptive behavior. The defendant then walked out of his residence and yelled, "I'm watching you," in a loud, disturbing manner. Yeah, there's a lot more. I mean, this was like a 40-minute freaking interaction, and like, he was out there yelling and screaming. He's like, "Why is that guy on his phone? He doesn't need to be on his phone." It's like, dude, I'm literally pulling up information on my phone to get, like, phone numbers and information. And then he got pissed off at me because I pulled out my wallet so I can get my driver's license number, and he was screaming about that. I mean, it was, he's all the things that he had to sign on here. Uh, Defendant understands the nature of the charges as indicated. Defendant appears without counsel. Waiver signed. Yeah, see, they could have hit him hard, and they got a damn good plea, because defendant entered into a plea agreement and consents to the term, and they checked class 1 misdemeanor, a fine up to $2,500, 6 months in jail, or 3 years probation plus surcharges and fees. So they gave him 3 years of probation for the class 1 misdemeanor, and then the fine for a class 3 misdemeanor, which is just, it's the lower of the thing. So it's like, okay. And then if arrested on a subsequent offense, defendant may be charged with a more serious offense and associated penalties. The court has advised the defendant that this guilty plea may result in a violation of probation or parole. Yeah. And I mean, he wasn't on anything, no probation or parole beforehand. I'm guessing this was probably like maybe his first offense, but I don't know, because this is certainly his first offense in Arizona, because I've already checked his history, and this is the only thing under his name. Plead guilty. Right to assistance, right to confront the witnesses against the defendant and cross-examine them, right to remain silent, right to direct appeal, give up the constitutional rights after being advised of them. The plea is voluntary and not result of forced threat or anything. Pleads guilty. I mean, he was an asshole, and it's like, the dude was cool, when he's sober, but the day that he starts drinking and just pounding back whiskey and beer, he becomes an obscene jackass. And then he lost his job and just started drinking. That's all he would do. I mean, this dude knows the whole story behind my Jeep. They both do. Him and his wife. They both know exactly why I have what I have on my Jeep. And, apparently they forgot about that. And then, he's complaining about it, and he's telling the neighbors, oh, they've got cameras facing the house. They've got listening devices in our thermostat. They control our thermostat with a remote control that they installed. And it's like, dude, calm down. Put down the beer, get yourself some water, take a nap. I mean, it's tough. I mean, and it's another thing. Somebody's gonna be like, you're sharing this guy's private information. Well, no, it's not private. Anybody can get this. It's public information. It's free. It's free to access. I mean, if you can operate CAPTCHA, you can find this information. Hell, you can even Google his name and it'll pop up this paperwork. But it's a rough one. It's like, yeah, I get it. Losing your job, you go to drinking, dude. I was homeless for 2 years, literally living in an alley, 2 blocks from here. Literally living in an alley. I found a spot between 2 walls. Well, technically 3 walls. I set up my little camp there. I laid on the ground there. I slept there. There's a bush right in front of me. If I had to cook anything, I'd just grab dry brush and stuff and just cook, boil water over that. And then I'd make like some noodles. I literally, I did it because I lost my job. I lost my home. I was out on the streets for 2 years. I understand wholeheartedly. I understand. But unless you, pull your head out of your ass and actually, step forward and get past it, you're just going to keep at that same level, just dropping, and it fucks with your head. I mean, this guy was cool when he first moved in, and it's a tough one. I've got paperwork after paperwork here, and it's like I just wanted to update people that yeah, the judicial system does work here when officers do their job. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because, you know, I've had 200 or so incidents with the police where I was the victim of something, and this was the second time that anything is actually, came to be with Junior and all his antics. I mean, I'm still waiting on that stuff. He was literally pulled over for driving without a license, insurance, or registration. Ticketed for it. Went to court. Did whatever. Left. Got hit again. And then didn't go to court. So they revoked his license again. He got pulled over for driving without a license. They said, we'll sweep all this out under the rug if you go and file this paperwork and get your license back, and then we'll act like these 3 crimes did not happen. And it's like, this is bullshit. You got some guy that's been stopped 6 times in a year for driving without a license, registration, or insurance. And you're just going to say, well, we'll dismiss it all if you get a license now. No. If I run a stop sign, does that mean that I can stop twice at the next stop sign and it'll be just like stopping at that one and this one? I mean, if I rob a bank and then deposit money into the bank twice, does that mean that it counteracts the previous robbery? It makes no sense. I mean, you get caught speeding. Okay, so the next time you're not speeding, so your other ticket should go away? It makes no sense. So, I'm still fighting with that. I got another 3 weeks? No, 4 weeks. No, yeah. Wait. I don't know. But next month sometime, Junior goes in for his other court date. If he does not appear, then that is a criminal violation because it was a criminal charge, not a traffic charge. See, if it's a traffic charge and you fail to appear, they instantly give you the mandatory minimum for the sentence. And it's like, as far as I know, you should be giving the mandatory maximum. If they do show up, then you can, work with them. But if they don't show up, you give them the maximum. That way they know that you're, not messing around. But, our judicial system's messed up. And, I've got background in law enforcement and legal, and I've got backgrounds in all of this. I mean, I'm a few points shy of doctorate, and if I went to law school, it would only take me a year to get all the points to get that law degree. I mean, it's sad that I know far more about the legal system than the local police do. I mean, I've talked to officers who've been on the force here for like 8 years, and they don't know most of the laws. And then, you ask them about the municipal codes, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, I know the municipal codes. I know that the people that set up those government phone and tablet booths, They set them up illegally next to a school, knowing that when they set up those booths, they're not allowed to be near the schools. They're supposed to be over 500 feet from the school at any time. But they set it up pretty much in the school parking lot. And, the police are like, well, we don't want to deal with this. It's a crime. It's a crime. It's a $1,200 or $1,500 fine for doing that. And it's like, why aren't these laws being enforced? Why aren't the municipal codes being enforced? It makes no sense. It's like, what? We've got officers that only know speeding laws and how to write tickets for traffic violations. They know nothing else about the legal system. Hell, I've been stopped by officers who thought that I was walking on the wrong side of the road. Oh, when you're walking, you're supposed to walk with traffic. No. When you're when you're walking, you walk against traffic so you can see the vehicles coming towards you. If you're on a bike, you're supposed to go with the flow of traffic. That's the law. And I've been stopped. Oh, you're walking on the wrong side of the road. No, I'm not. I'm walking where I am visible, and according to municipal codes and state law, this is where I'm supposed to walk. And I've had officers, they go back to their computers and they tool around for a bit, and then they just drive off. And it's like, yeah, you just either you found out I was right and you didn't want to confront me, or you got another call and it was more important. But it just, some of this shit really bugs me. But other times, I take it or leave it. I don't care. Shit happens. But if I get told by an officer to shut up, told by an officer, if you don't stop talking, I'm going to get you for obstruction. I'm going to get you for interfering with a crime scene. It's like both of those are physical acts. I can't do those by talking. And I'm on my property and you're, at the street. Oh, you can't record me? No. That was struck down as unconstitutional. And the law is still on the books, but it cannot be enforced because the UCLA filed their lawsuits, and they have to wait a certain time before it gets pulled off the books. There was an officer that told me, you can't just make up laws as you go along just to try and get people in trouble. You actually have to go by the book. And it's like, I'm showing him the book, and he's like, I don't need to see that. I know the law by heart. Apparently not. But, shit happens. Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. Eventually, I'm going to get a few things set up. I'm currently working on tax season here. I've got a few people lined up, for the quad. A few people lined up for the truck. If I can get those sold, that's more money for me for taxes, so that, if I want to go with a different, more expensive vehicle, I can. But right now I'm looking at vehicles, the $5,000 to $7,000 range. And, anything left over from that, like if I taxes and the vehicle's sold, anything left over after buying a new vehicle is either going to go towards paying on some cards, or I'm going to get myself a damn desktop computer instead of my laptop. And no shit. I am, let's see, where's my, yeah, I think it was this one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this guy. This is what I was looking at getting. The CLX Horus. Now I had tweaked some stuff on here. What did we got? Yeah, Ryzen 9. I was looking at this one. There's a whole bunch of settings on here that I was looking at. Do do do. Do 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 do. There's I think it was this one. Then oh, come on. RX 2X. Oh yeah, it was 5. Yeah, there's a whole slew of things, and basically what I have set was like a basically like a $3,000 computer here. Oh, there it is, memory. 4, 6 here. Kingston, Corsair. Yeah, it was. I mean, you can already see. I mean, up here at my price. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff that I was looking at for this. Making it top tier. Let's see. GPU. 460, 470. That one. None of that. This I was doing 2 terabytes. No, yeah, no, maybe. Well, what was it? Um, yeah, no, yeah, 4 terabytes for that one. It was 8 terabyte Barracuda. Oh wait, that was M2 SSD. That was. Let's see what we got. Solid states: 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 8 terabyte. 2, 3. Yeah, 8 terabyte. Yeah, hell, 8 terabyte. I don't mind having the disk space. Let's see. Sound cards. Let's see. Let's do. Oh, Blaster Z or Blaster X. I'll do that one. Wireless, Intel. No, MSI. That was a good one. Let's see. Don't need any of that stuff. So, let's see. Thermals, closed loop, flux. overclocking, software, 11, don't need it, don't need it, don't need it, don't need it. I always go Firefox. Don't need warranties or anything. Don't need accessories. Yeah, so 1080p, 335 frames per second for the 3D Mark on Fortnite. Call of Duty 190, Minecraft 570, Apex 140, Valorant 500, CSGO 300, League of Legends 235, World of Warcraft 350, 500 for Rocket League, Grand Theft Auto 5 185, Diablo 315, Red Dead is 190, Dota 2, whatever the fuck that is, nobody cares. 560 for Overwatch. Destiny is 245. I mean, you got some pretty damn good speeds right there. Yeah, and $3,500. I could do that with, what I got in the bank right now, and because of my good credit. Let's see what Affirm says here. Where was that? Let's see. X Gaming. CLX Gaming. Let's see if I can get this on there. Come on. Pay attention. Yeah. $8,000 buying power. And I've already confirmed that this Affirm says I have $8,000 buying power through CLX. I went through the app and through the website here, and it says my buying power is right around $6,400. So I have plenty to play with. So I mean, $125 a month. That's easy. That's easy peasy. But if I can do that, and then like what I did with the camera is I put it on Affirm, and then I paid it off on Affirm, and then Affirm gave me a higher limit. So, I mean, they're like, hey, this dude pays. Let's give him more ability to get money going our way. So, there's that. So, what I'm going to do is, get a computer eventually, a new computer, get rid of this dinosaur. Yes, I did put more RAM in it. I bumped it up to 32 gigs and everything, but this laptop, it's 8 years old. I think it's. I don't even know. I don't know. I think it's 8 years old, but I mean, it served me well. It's fast. It does what it needs to do. I mean, I got you guys up and running. It's just it still lags when doing streaming on here. So if I can get a faster processor, faster, whatever, because this thing, Core i5 8th gen. I mean, I don't even know when the hell that came out. Who fucking knows? I don't pay attention to that. But, it is what it is. So, I'm going to cut this off and see you guys later.